Hi guys, I've been wanting to try doing more of a vlog style video for a while, but honestly for the past year my life hasn't been all that exciting and I mostly stay at home in my apartment, so I didn't think doing like a weekly vlog would be that exciting, but I've decided because I'm reading The Wheel of Time right now and a lot of people seem to be very invested in that series, I thought it would be fun to do kind of a spoiler reaction vlog with each book to kind of go along with a spoiler-free reaction video that I'll do about my feelings about the book when I'm done. So right now I'm supposed to be reading The Great Hunt. I'm actually really behind on Wheel of Time for this month because I said I wanted to read both book 2 and book 3. I don't know if that's gonna happen anymore. I don't know, it's been a weird reading month. I have been reading, but it's been a little slow and not the order that I originally planned on. But here's what I'm planning to do with this vlog. I'm planning to start this book today. It's getting towards the end of February, but yeah, we'll see if I can get 2 books in or even just finish this by the end of the month. I've sort of tabbed up the book, which is something that I've seen people do, but I've never done it before. But the reason I did it for this is so that I have a reminder to myself to film a reaction or vlog segment, I guess we'll call it, when I get to those points. Maybe I'll feel compelled to do it at other points, but since this is new to me, I figured I would need some extra help to make myself follow through and do it. But yeah, so I'm hoping that at various points in the book, I will film my reaction and how I'm feeling about how the book is going. A lot of people say that The Wheel of Time picks up a lot more in book 2. I know I generally really enjoyed book 1, but I did think it was a little bit slow and not all that much happened, and I know a lot of Wheel of Time fans are probably horrified to hear me say that, but I'm still really excited to continue the series. I just have been sort of hesitating this month. But the whole idea of this Wheel of Time read was that my friend who loves the Wheel of Time is going to read the Cosmere and I'm going to read the Wheel of Time, so I'm committed, and she just finished reading Elantris, so now we've both read one book. I haven't even added up the numbers. I think there are more Wheel of Time books than Cosmere books still. Anyway, we're about to start The Great Hunt. I'm planning to start this book today, and I'll try to get through at least, the first 100 pages, which is where my tab is. The other thing that's going on today is my husband and I are planning to build some bookshelves that just arrived. I'm excited about having the bookshelves, but I'm not that excited about building the bookshelves. But my husband is super excited about building the bookshelves. So we'll see how that goes. I have read The Great Hunt before, I just don't remember it that well. I think this is the book where there's a lot of stuff from what I remember about Rand learning to use the Heron Mark sword, and there's something with the Shanshan people that have magic users on leashes, and yeah, this is also, in case I wasn't clear, this will be a spoiler vlog, so I'm just gonna say anything that I think of, although these aren't really spoilers yet, it's just things I remember from reading the book probably 15, 20 years ago. I also think this is the book where they end up summoning the heroes, whatever the King Arthur equivalent is, the heroes from the distant past that come and show up. And I remember thinking book 2 seemed a little premature for that at the time, but anyway, I don't remember. That's all I remember about this book, but a lot of people have said that the series basically picks up pace in book 2, so we'll see if they're right. So I've only gotten through the prologue of The Great Hunt so far because we spent yesterday building these bookshelves, which took most of the day, and then we baked some cinnamon rolls, which probably made the bookshelves take longer, honestly, but they were delicious. They're all gone now. Anyway, this is actually my first ever time filming sitting on the floor in front of a bookshelf. I know a lot of people do it like that. I don't quite understand why, other than maybe it gets a better shot, but I thought I preferred sitting on a chair, but this is actually pretty comfortable. I still have to, put books on this and everything and set it up and make it look nice, so that's probably for another day. Today we spent the whole morning cleaning, and now I'm gonna do a little bit of reading and then try to get some work done. But I did start this last night even though I was really tired, and I read the prologue, and I am pretty excited for the book. I feel like the prologue for The Eye of the World was actually a little bit more compelling because, Lewis there in Telamon and going crazy, and the dragon and the Forsaken, that was pretty epic, honestly. And this was just a bunch of dark friends in a room being ominous, and it was nicely dark and ominous, and I still don't really understand why someone would decide to become a dark friend. Like, are they all just evil by nature? It seems like there are quite a lot of them, and some people that maybe we don't expect, even though they're all hiding their identities from each other. So I don't really know what's going on with this guy who calls himself Bors, and if he's going to be important or not. But yeah, I just hope that we find out, at least later on in the series, if not in this book, why someone would decide to be a dark friend, because honestly, it just seems like a lot of stress and pressure at the moment and not a lot of perks, but it would be good to find out what's going on with that. Otherwise, it seems like evil just really has it in for Rand and his friends at this point, so we'll see what happens. So I've been pretty terrible about vlogging, but I've also been pretty terrible about reading. So it's been a little while since I read this book, but I just finally got back to it today. I passed 100 pages. I'm almost at 200 pages, and they are going in search of the horn and the dagger. And I have to say, I am really surprisingly enjoying The Great Hunt so far. I found The Eye of the World to be kind of slow, but The Great Hunt has been really exciting overall. I've really enjoyed a lot of the politics with the Aes Sedai, and it just started out right away almost with Rand trying to avoid getting caught and trying to figure out what to do, and I just felt a little more invested in him and in the situation. It all seemed a little bit more interesting, where in The Eye of the World it's just all this epic world building, but like the stakes, honestly, you don't really have a lot of stakes. Like, there's the fate of the world, but not that much personal stakes, really. I also feel like I'm caring a little bit more about the relationships between the characters. I liked this in the first book too, but I really like I guess it's a relationship of sorts between Rand and Egwene, the way that they care about each other so much, and they're kind of realizing that they're not meant to be together, even though they always expected to be together. I don't know, that was just actually, they had a few really touching scenes. I don't always love the male versus female elements of the Wheel of Time. I know that's kind of a core element of the series. It comes across a little strange and dated to me at times, but I don't know. I'm enjoying the character writing more. I'm enjoying the pacing a lot more. We just got to a part where they've just found a Fade that's been killed, and that is a pretty creepy scene, so I don't really know what's going on, but I'm looking forward to continuing. So this is the first time I've really tried to film a vlog, and I think the pressure of knowing that I want to vlog the book as I'm reading it has kind of made me be really slow about reading the book, because I feel like I don't want to read at night in case I want to film something. I don't know. I really need to figure this out because I want to vlog more, but I just haven't really figured out the right way to do it yet. I am not good at figuring out how to film my day or anything like that. But I kind of want to power through today and see if I can actually finish all or the rest of this book, even though I haven't read in a few days. And yeah, I think the last time I filmed in front of this bookshelf, there were no books on it. So we're making progress, as you can see. Today is pretty quiet for me. I am running a workshop online. I have put on a jacket for the first time in a long time. I don't usually even wear jackets to perform, but I will wear a jacket like this when I want to make sure that especially students can tell that I am older than them, because I look quite young. So yeah, I'm feeling very professional today and a little bit nervous because it's going to be my first time using Zoom webinar, even though I don't actually have to do anything for this workshop. Like, I'm in charge, but I'm not teaching it. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But other than that, I'm just going to try to read some Wheel of Time today and maybe finally finish The Great Hunt. Well, I don't know, let's see. I'm at page 200 and this is a 700 page book almost, so we'll see how I do with that. But yeah, I'm still enjoying the book. I haven't read too much since the last time I vlogged. Rand just got given the dragon banner, which is really interesting because it seems to be a Chinese kind of, or like an Asian dragon, and also I'm pretty sure there are no actual dragons in this world, which I've always thought was kind of interesting because it seems like they know kind of what a dragon is, but even though it's a fantasy world, there are no dragons. So you guys who have actually read the series, let me know. I don't know if this is actually an important plot point, but it's just been on my mind a lot as I think about Wheel of Time for some reason. Also, Padan Fain is super creepy. He is definitely creeping me out. I just still don't really know what his motives are. And I'm a little bit disappointed that when Rand just finally told Matt and Perrin really what's going on with him, he didn't get the greatest reaction from them, and I feel like some of the other characters honestly handled things a lot better based on what's going on, but also they're teenage boys, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. So I'm experimenting with camera angles a little bit here. I just have my phone up on a tripod and I'm trying to figure out how to film a vlog that doesn't catch me at a terrible angle. And looking back at the clips I filmed so far for this book, I'm not sure I've succeeded yet. I'm now at page 300. Padan Fain is still delightfully creepy and probably my favorite villain person so far, even though I still really want to know what's up with dark friends. Like, why would someone decide to be a dark friend? It seems like a bad idea. I really want to know. Other than that, I feel like this book is falling a little bit back into the everyone is just traveling around all the time, and I don't know why in Wheel of Time we just have to be constantly on the road for anything to happen. But other than that, I'm basically still enjoying it, even though I feel like things are slowing down a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with this Celine character who showed up, but I'm pretty sure she's bad news. I'm pretty sure the way she keeps tempting Rand is definitely bad news. I don't know how I feel about the fact that Rand just randomly transported himself and Loyal and Hurin into another alternate world dimension thing. That is one thing I did not remember at all from when I read this book before. And to be fair, it's been probably over 20 years since the first time I read it, so that just didn't stick in my mind. I didn't realize there were alternate dimension world thingies in Wheel of Time, and I'm not sure how big a role this is going to play in the series, but that definitely took me by surprise. And yeah, Celine definitely knows way too much about them for somebody that just apparently wandered in by accident. So yeah, she's very suspicious. She's bad news for sure. Overall, I'm enjoying the plot line with Egwene and Nynaeve as well. I apologize if I'm saying anyone's name wrong. I'm trying to check pronunciations and get it right, but I am not a Wheel of Time pro yet, so I might make some mistakes. Anyway, I'm enjoying their storyline with the Aes Sedai. I generally like sort of training education storylines. Nynaeve kind of annoys me. I kind of like her, but she kind of annoys me. And I actually really like Egwene, which I am surprised by. We haven't seen much of what Moraine is up to for a while. I have kind of mixed feelings about her because in the first book, you really want her to be like the wise mentor, but she also tends to sometimes seem a little bit shady, and same in this book. Like overall I trust her, but she's not like a Gandalf no matter what her role in the story was, right? Like she has her own agenda and she is not sharing. I guess maybe Gandalf does too, but he just seems more harmless, you know, kind of just like a force for good, and his limitations are more on what he sort of can't do or what he can't, like it feels like his limitations are external, and Moraine is more a character where she is making decisions about what to do, and I mean, I think she's doing her best to make the right decisions, but she's just a person who's making decisions. So I hope things pick up a little bit. I was kind of annoyed by the fact that Rand just got randomly teleported somewhere else. Like, great, let's just all travel more now. But, you know, we'll see what happens. And they got the horn back, which it felt a little bit too easy to me. So yeah, we'll see. So I finished the workshop and I'm a little bit tired now, but I took off my jacket because it was getting warm. And I'm going to try to get a little more reading done before my husband gets home and we make dinner. Oh, here he is. Hello. Okay, let's try that again. We are done with dinner and it's getting late, but I only have like 250 pages left to go in this. I think I can probably still finish today. Now I just have to remember what I was going to say before my husband got home. Oh, I remember. Okay, the really funny experience that I'm having while reading this book is that I only remember about half of it, and I read this book probably at least 20 years ago, maybe more than 20 years ago. I was probably 8 or 9, and I read the first 3 books in the Wheel of Time, I think. I might have been a little older than that, I'm not sure. But anyway, I was pretty young, probably a little too young to appreciate the book, although I was reading a lot of sort of classic epic fantasy at that point. And the only storyline I remember from the book is actually right now the Egwene, Nynaeve, Aes Sedai storyline, and the really funny thing with that is that I don't remember liking that storyline. I remember not really liking or being interested in those characters, but now I'm actually liking that storyline the most. I'm feeling really interested in the Aes Sedai. I generally like education and training and school stories anyway. I like the politics. I like the fact that they're kind of staying in one place instead of just running around all the time. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying that storyline, but I didn't remember any of the stuff that Rand does in this book. I think I kind of remember what's coming up, but other than that, all of this stuff in Kyrian. Oh, I did not look up how to say that. I'm glad there's a glossary in the back of this. Kyrian. Kyrian? I think it's Kyrian. I don't know. Tell me if I'm saying it right. Kai? I can't tell from the way they wrote this. It is either Kyrian or Kyrian. So yeah, I feel like Rand is just kind of starting to get on my nerves. He went from, at the beginning of the book, being like, I will never channel again, and now he's literally doing it every time he's confronted with a threat, which obviously it seems like he can't help. But I don't know, I was really kind of feeling for him at the beginning of the book. I was really sympathetic. And now, I mean, I'm still sympathetic because it's rough what he's going through, but he kind of annoys me a little bit right now. Right.
Okay.
So we're having a reading evening in bed.
Yep.
What are you reading?
I am reading a Desolation called Peace, and I'm at the very, very end.
And I interrupted you to film this vlog.
Yes, you did.
I'm a good wife.
And I love you so much.
Alright, I'll make it quick. I'm on page 5. Actually, I'm not quite at page 500 now. It was the end of a chapter. I decided it was time. So, yeah, things are getting pretty exciting in my book, but I think not as exciting as in his book. So I feel like in book 1 we spent the whole time just crossing a continent running away from things, and now in book 2 we spent the whole book just crossing the continent back the other way chasing after stuff. You should read this series.
Sounds interesting.
No, it's actually good. But the horn got stolen back again. So I forget how many times it's changed. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I forget how many times it's changed hands in this book so far, but we better freaking get it already. It's funny, I only have like 200 pages left in this book, and I feel like some of the stuff that I remember being the most important stuff in the book we haven't gotten to yet. But I know I said last time I filmed that Rand was kind of annoying me, but now I'm actually feeling a ton of sympathy for him again as soon as he got in social situations and just, everyone's treating him like a lord and he doesn't really know what to do. And now I feel like, honestly, Matt is kind of annoying me, even though he is about to die from the cursed dagger. So, yeah. I'm going to end this now because my husband is holding up the tripod. And
No. I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
But I just find it interesting, like, for you remember that there were important things coming up that haven't arrived yet.
Yeah.
And for me, I never remember the ends of books.
You never remember the end, but the thing I remember the most about this book is... that I should have probably mentioned this. We finally got to the Shanshan, and, like, they have I don't know how to say it, but the people that are on leashes, and that was, like, the thing I remember the most vividly about the entire book. And you just think I'm talking about some kinky thing, don't you?
No, this is interesting.
So I'd say that there's, like, a plot line that's coming at the end of the book with the Shanshan, and I swear Rand is going to have to fight some sort of duel. But that's what I remember, and I already mentioned last time I filmed, I remember exactly half of this book. I remember there's a place where the plot lines split, and I remember, like, one very specific like POV, and the rest is new to me, honestly. So I don't know. I read this probably 20 years ago.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah. You're enjoying reading The Wheel of Time vicariously. I haven't talked about it that much with you yet.
No, I'm excited to see this.
Alright, I'm gonna I probably won't film again until I finish the book. Oh no, I think I marked page 600. I put these tabs in just to remind myself to, like, stop and film when I got to those points. So we're making good progress now. I'm starting to read pretty fast, so it's all very exciting. And yeah, they just figured out they cannot follow Pat and Fane with the horn through the ways again, so things seem kind of desperate right now, and I don't remember what happens next, so I guess it's time to go find out. You pressed to record, but I'm still cut off.
There. How about that?
Okay, I mean, it's diagonal, but
What is diagonal?
when you go like that.
No, I'm twisting it like this.
Hope no one's getting seasick yet.
Okay.
So you finished your book?
Yeah, I finished my book. It was really good. 5 stars. Can't wait to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do a... Well, I said okay, like I really don't care. No, I didn't mean it like that. I know. I guess it's a Wheel of Time blog, and I should talk about the Wheel of Time instead
You really should.
Okay. I'm tired. But I'm really close to finishing this book. I only have like 60 pages left. So
So
yes.
what did you read about?
Not about aliens.
Okay, what happened in your book? Did they get all the way back across and get that horn randomly from somewhere?
They didn't get the horn back yet, but we did get to the part that is the part that I really remembered. I'm hearing a weird echo on my voice. Did you hear that for a second?
I think it's just the room.
Yeah, I think it's the room too, but
Yeah.
It was creepy. Okay, so first of all, I feel like knowing that Aes Sedai are supposed to be unable to tell a lie when Leandrin is telling like Egwene and everybody that the Black Aja are around and they should be careful, or maybe she doesn't even say be careful. I think she's probably one of them, and that seems pretty darn obvious, but I guarantee we're gonna get a reveal about that at some point. But yeah, we did get to the part that is the part I actually remembered, and it is pretty horrifying with Egwene being like leashed and trained and everything. So I see why this is the part that really stuck with me. Okay, I came out here because I was distracting myself, even though I don't know why. But I thought it would be easier to film by myself, and I think I'm cutting off my head. I am not good at this. So yeah, other than what I just talked about, I really liked the part with Loyal's little girlfriend, or big girlfriend. I don't know. I thought that was very cute. I like him. He's not the most, I don't know. He's not a character that honestly makes that much of an impression on me, but I think he's sweet. And we traveled through the portal stones again. What else? Why is it that when I'm reading, as soon as I try to talk to the camera, I forget what I've just read? I hope that when I do like an actual review reaction video for this, I'll do better. But hopefully for those of you that want to know my spoiler thoughts on A Wheel of Time while I'm reading it, this will provide some sort of entertainment. It's been interesting starting to meet some of the Ale, and everyone is pretty convinced that Rand is one. And I'm also pretty sure that he's half of one based on what I know about the Wheel of Time. But anyway, it's interesting starting to see them and their culture. Definitely in this book, I feel like we're getting even more cultures, and that's kind of interesting, except I don't know, I don't totally have a really strong feeling for how Robert Jordan does cultures. So far, everyone just seems so bound to their culture, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that evolves. Just in general, the sense of like depth and world building in this has been really cool. I can tell there's just so much that's going to get used in the future, like probably everything, and characters and everything. So it is cool seeing this really slow build. And the pacing in this book has been a lot better. Like I've really been enjoying this current section. Okay, we did it. I finished, and honestly the ending was pretty darn epic. It's really funny to me though, and I'll probably talk about this more in my spoiler-free reaction video, how parts that I remembered the most clearly from when I was little are parts that actually took like a page in the book, but for whatever reason that's where my attention focused the most when I was reading it, I guess. But I know I've complained about Matt a little bit, and I still don't know that he's one of my favorite characters, but it was pretty great when he decided that even though the horn has to be present at the last battle, that didn't mean that he couldn't use the horn before the last battle. So I thought that was pretty smart, honestly. And the other character I think I complained about most recently was Nynaeve, and also she was pretty awesome and badass as well, and just really took charge, and she's pretty tough. So maybe I like her a little bit better, but she still kind of has anger issues, even though that seemed to have worked out for the best. And she kind of has anger issues from the beginning of book one, honestly, so not sure where all that is going. But overall, I really enjoyed the ending. I felt like with Ingtar being a dark friend, I did not remember that. That totally caught me off guard, and it did give me a little bit more insight into why somebody would be a dark friend, but still really not all that much. I feel like we still need more detail on why people go over and become evil. I just feel like it's not that explored because evil just seems so darn evil in this world. Like it has a giant evil sign on it, and you'd think that that wouldn't be super appealing, but you know, I guess to some people it is. But overall, other than a little bit of a slow section in the middle, like when everyone was just on a boat or a horse or something, overall, I really enjoyed most of this. The pacing was so much better than The Eye of the World. There were things I actually really liked. Looking back, I feel like I appreciated the world building even more in Eye of the World and the setup, but I do feel like some stuff actually happened in this book compared to the first book, so I am excited to keep reading. I was excited to keep reading after book 1 as well. It seemed a little bit sudden to me, the way Rand just kind of embraced his destiny at the end of the book, but that kind of happened with book 1 too. I feel like it's been kind of parallel, so I'm curious what's going to happen with him. I know that as the books go on, we'll start following other characters more closely as well. I definitely still feel like I'm the most interested in what's happening with Egwene and the Aes Sedai and all the politics a little bit more than what's happening with the boys, but I'll see. I'm curious to see how I feel about that as things evolve. And yeah, the stuff with Arthur Hawkwing and even the stuff with the Seanchan was like a pretty small portion of the book compared to the rest of it, but that's what I really remembered, and it was pretty cool. So I think it probably was the best, most epic part of the book, most exciting. So I see why I remembered that after 20 years. And yeah, I hope you have maybe enjoyed watching me attempt to vlog for the first time and talk about my reactions to The Wheel of Time. Let me know if this is something you want me to keep doing. I feel like it's a nice way to talk about spoilers for those of you who are reading along. I feel like I'm not the greatest at figuring out how to talk about things as I go compared to, you know, doing reviews after the fact, but I will work on it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, you know, if some of you were just reading The Great Hunt. I know there are a few of you who are reading Wheel of Time right now, so let me know what you thought of the parts that I was commenting on. And there's a million things, honestly, that I thought while I was reading the book that I just forgot to talk about when I was filming, but I'll keep working on this. I'll get better at it. So thanks for watching if you got this far, and I hope you enjoyed getting to see some of my reactions while I read The Great Hunt.